Hello everyone, this is Jimmy Cultist, and we're going to be working on the second part of our stealth series today, which will be cover. I don't know how advanced this is going to be. It might not be that bad at all, but basically we're going to be looking for a simple system where our player can take cover behind objects to hide and such. And for this purpose, we're going to make something that kind of rudimentarily, resembles a furnishing or something, I don't know. A fence, maybe? We're going to stamp shape, of course, clips mirrors. I don't know about stay upright, that might be a bit unnecessary, but if you have grid snap, stay upright usually isn't a problem. But this is going to be our little cover. And we're going to put a little microchip on it. And a flag. And a little thing that says cover. And a trigger zone, a little tag connected to the trigger zone, and the trigger zone is going to say hidden. Pull it in like this. We're going to take out a tag, and we're going to label it hidden. Then we're going to take out a NOT gate, so that when you're in there, this thing won't be active. You know, I think I might change my mind about this being a tag. We're just going to have this right here, this plain little zone all by itself. We're also going to pull this down a bit, out to his waist. And we're going to see how this works. The enemy probably would be able to notice us from this distance. Oh, he stopped. Oh, I know what it is. He's still detecting the fact that we're a friend. So we're going to want a method by which to incapacitate basically we don't want these active. So we're going to take out a wireless receiver. We're going to label it hidden. Detects hidden. Alright. And we're going to set it so that it's the entire scene, and actually, we might just do this. Instead of sticking it in there, we're just going to copy that NOT gate and stick the wireless receiver outside of the chip. That way, if it does activate his alert status, he'll still chase you even if you're undercover. Like, if you get caught, run to cover, he'll still come after you. We want that. So if we put it in here, it'd be likely that it would only happen, the other way around, and we don't really want that. Anyway, we're going to have to use a wireless transmitter. Take this tag, stick it in signal to receiver, and we're going to label this hidden. Hopefully this doesn't interfere with our tag. I kind of doubt it would, but you can never be too sure. Now we're going to put it right there, and just get in cover, He'll pass right on by. Now, of course, this is not, you know, the way we would do it if it were an actual game, because it's ludicrous that he can just see you and you don't even get noticed or anything. We're also going to make the cover a little bit thinner. And we're going to take the liberty of making your character, you know, crouch. It should be as simple as just hooking up this to that. Maybe putting in a little blend amount so that it's not abrupt. Kind of depends on what you want. Now, of course, that looks kind of, you know, doesn't look very nice having his head sticking into the asset like so. But we can kind of prevent this by giving him a little bit of collision. Gonna go ahead and make him a hitbox using actual, you know, material. Wrong direction. You want the center to be facing this way. Let's pull this up here. Should work nicely. Oh, you want to put a dome on the top? That way things can't just stand on top of you. They'll slide off if you add a dome. And this will obscure our character a little bit, so you're probably wondering what you're going to do when it comes time to animate him and things like that. I'll explain that. One simple method, since it is invisible... Oh, by the way, turn back on collidability. That's a mistake. We want it to be collidable. It does not collide with friend, and it does not collide with friend because it's also labeled friend. We're probably going to want to do that with him also. He doesn't collide with friend, but he's labeled friend. And one simple way would be just turn off invisibility, and then you can see what you want to do. But another way is you could hide this. That way, even when invisibility is being previewed, you know, it's not getting in the way of anything. But we're going to go ahead and leave it visible for now, just so we can reduce the detail. Also, I would go so far as to turn off shadows and emitted light, just in case. Probably not going to be a problem, but you know. Now this should make his collidability a little bit wider, so when he crouches it might not be as big of an issue. No, he's still colliding with this. Oh, I know why it is. This thing is not labeled scenery. There we go. Now that's a lot better. Of course, our fellow noticed us, but that's just because we weren't quick enough. Now there's a crouch for you. And you could make it contextual. Like if you wanted it to be so that a button turns this on. You could have it something like this. Take out a selector, and we'll do R1. I don't know if this would always be the best thing, you know, in terms of controls. I haven't really played any stealth games, so bear with me on the control factor. I know the principles, I just don't know the controls that they generally use. So R1 would turn on our hidden chip, but we also kind of want something where if you go outside of the, you know, this thing, you'll kind of reset. So let's take out a wireless transmitter that says out. So when you're outside the zone, you're going to get the out. Actually, maybe you don't want to use a wireless receiver. You want it to be localized. You want it to be within the area of the cover, but not so much that it's a problem. Alright, let's see how this works. We're going to have it labeled out. Stick it in the A output. Label it out. Now, of course, our enemy sees us and all that, but that's just because he's doing his little patrol route. Alright, R1. So we're crouched when we're in the zone, and not when we're outside of it. You could even have it so that the player stops moving when he's inside the zone, which would be as simple as turning this off. And then you're probably wondering, you know, would we even need this? If you have a system where basically you can't get out of cover once you've pressed the button and you can't move, yes, you kind of don't need this, so just disregard it if you really want that system. Alternatively, though, you do want to still escape cover, so you're probably wondering, you know, what could I do that would get me out of that situation? Well, you could just stick this in here, and this would work like you could just toggle it off and on every time you press L1. Honestly, not being able to move makes a lot of sense to me. I think that's what real games do, and they probably do it for good reason. So you might want to, yeah, do it that way. But just in case you want to do it like, oh, I moved out of cover, and, you know, I gave you that too. But, yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. You could do this with almost anything, and there's probably other forms of cover which I might go into, like hiding in lockers and things that are a little bit more advanced, maybe even like an over-the-shoulder system where you can kind of peep, you know, peep over the cover. But for now, this is the most basic form of creating cover. I do think the zone's a little small. Make sure the zone is larger. Let's try, like, about here to here. That's a little bit more reasonable. Looks nice, though, doesn't it? Let's give a quick shout-out to our monthly supporters on Coffee. Ooh, there they go. Don't you wish you were them? Oh my. And that's all. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss another video. If you wish to support our earnest insanity, you can check the links in the description to donate or buy merch. Until next time, goodbye.